Hello and welcome back to our image and video processing class. This video we're going to be talking about brain imaging. Brain imaging is an extremely exciting area. With applications in basic science, try to understand our brain, how we develop, and also applications in medicine, as we are going to see in this video. We are going to start with a bit of a discussion on a relatively new modality which is called diffusion-weighted MRI, diffusion-weighted magnetic resonance imaging. MRI is very old and it has been a tremendous contribution to medicine. Diffusion-weighted MRI is, as I say, a relatively new technique. The reason I'm going to talk about it is because we're going to see a very surprising application of one of the tools that we have learned actually in the segmentation week, apply now to diffusion imaging in a very, very different scenario. Like most of our weeks during this class, we could just pick this topic of medical imaging, even the topic of medical imaging for MRI, and basically talk for months about it. So as before, I'm giving you a few examples to provide you some motivation and some excitement about this area. So what is diffusion-weighted imaging? The basic idea is relatively simple, the basic concept. So you have a brain. Actually, we're talking about brain imaging, but you can do diffusion imaging for other organs. You go into a magnet, an MRI machine, same type of machine, so it's kind of the same classical hardware. We're going to just use it differently. And what we're going to get out is measurements about the brain connectivity. How is a given region in the brain connected to a different region in the brain? Something very cool. How is this connected to this? Is it connected at all, for example? That's what we're trying to do with diffusion-weighted imaging. And it has been used for neurological disorders. If the connections are not what we expect, that might actually mean something. It has been used for study, as I say, normal brain development. And in general, it's used to study the structure of fiber bundles, basically connections in the brain. What is the underlying concept in diffusion-weighted imaging? The underlying concept is the following. Let me just run this. Let's assume, I'm going to make a drawing here. Let's assume that you have a region in the brain that is connected to a different region in the brain. So gray matter, basically, and another region of gray matter in the brain. And we assume that they're connected by brain fiber bundles. Imagine just cables, okay? So you have two regions in the brain and you have a cable connecting between them. Now, we have water, and what diffusion-weighted imaging is trying to measure the water diffusion in the brain. Now, assume that I try to make water go through